Hello everyone, welcome back to my coding place. Today we're going to be learning how to create a grape tutorial. So we're going to be learning how to, create some definition and highlights in this quick fun tutorial. Hopefully this gives you ideas after to create some fun other art drawings like cherries or bananas, whatever you feel like. Okay, so let's get started into this video. So the first thing that I want you to do is just find a colored backdrop. I played around with mine and I chose a grayish color. And in order to get that, I want you to go to the paint bucket tool and select the color you would like and then click on the screen. And then from there, we're going to be learning how to create our grape tutorial. So I want you to go to the shapes tool and select the circle that is filled in, and then select a dark grape color so you can start creating your grapes. So as you can see, it's kind of a little difficult to get the similar shaped circles as I did for the first one. In order to create a shape, I want you to drag across the screen with your mouse, and that's how you create a shape. But we're going to go back to the paintbrush tool and try to find a similar size to my first grape. So I chose size 91 and just started pressing this or clicking on the screen to get these big circles. And I started going in a pattern to like 4, 3, 2, 1. But then I started, adding some grapes at the outer ends of my drawing. And so I just played around with it, tried to make it kind of, a little bit realistic of how grapes would look like, or, what grapes look like in your head. And so just play around with it or follow what I'm doing. Okay, now that you're done with your drawing, we're going to start creating some definition. So I want you to change your opacity and size. So I chose 68 and opacity 37, and I'm choosing a lighter purple than what compared to the first purple that I had. And as you can see, I'm just recreating those grapes, but I'm creating a bunch in a smaller size. And so this just is going to give a little bit more definition and kind of give the illusion that there's so many grapes together as a real grapes would be. And so I would just play around with that. And then I selected a really darker grape color, and I did more, I lowered the opacity and the size, and I just wanted to create a little bit more of a, try to get rid of those white spots that have overlapped with the second color. And so I'm just trying to cover that up a little bit. And so you can keep playing around with how many different colored purples you would like. So you can give your art drawing a little bit more definition. So I'm going over my circles with a darker purple. Okay, so once you're done with that, I want you to start creating some highlights now to your grape. So I want you to select a smaller size. Make sure your paintbrush is selected on the solid circle to the left on the bottom of your toolbar. And I want you to find a lightish white purple color and start drawing on the outer ends of the circles that we had drawn. And so they all don't have to be on the right side. They can be mixed match and, have highlights on the left or right. And I am doing this for all of them or almost all of them. And so you can go ahead and do that now. So after you're done creating your highlights, I am going to begin now on the stem. So you can turn the opacity into a higher number, go in between red and yellow to get a dark brown. And once you found the brown that you liked, you can begin drawing your stem. You can mimic the same motions that I'm doing right now to create the stem look that I'm creating. And I'm going to go into the paint bucket tool so I can fill in inside my stem. But as you can see, there's still some white space, so I'm going to zoom in. You can use the hand tool to center your screen and then go back to the paintbrush to fill in those missing white spots. And so the paint bucket tool was really helpful in, not having to color in everything, but there was those little missing white spots, but which is an easy fix with the paintbrush tool. So now that you're done with that, you can zoom out, use the hand tool for help to center yourself. I want you to use the symmetry tool to try to create a leaf. So find a green color you like and then use the symmetry tool that's on the bottom of the screen, and it should be the 5th tool. So how this works is once you drag your mouse across your screen, the tool it creates this look of leaves almost. And so you can play around with it, add a lot of leaves that you like or just a few. I'm going to be playing around with it until I get something that I like. Okay, once you found a good stopping point for your leaf, I'm going back in between red and yellow to find a lighter brown color, and I'm going to create some definition and shading to my stem. So I'm just going to create some lines in my stem to kind of highlight the stem, and so that's why I'm using a lighter brown. So once you're done with the shading, I'm going to begin drawing some lines in my leaf. So I lowered my size to 2.6 and then I chose a darker green color, and then I'm going to just draw some lines in my leaf to create that leaf look. And then once you're done with that, you're all set with this tutorial. I hope you had a fun time watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.